Imagine this. You just sold your home, the deal closed smoothly, you're already picturing your life in your new place. Maybe a little celebration dinner, maybe some relief that it's all over. But 3 weeks later, your phone rings. It's your agent, and the buyer isn't happy. They found something, a problem you thought was minor, something you didn't think mattered enough to mention. But now it's turning into a lawsuit. In real estate, it's not what you know that gets you into trouble, it's what you don't disclose. And the truth is, this happens to sellers more often than you'd think. Hey, everybody, I'm Larry Fleischman, your real estate broker right here in Southern California. Welcome back to my channel. Today in this video, I'm going to walk you through the hidden power of seller disclosures, what they protect, what they reveal, and how one missed checkbox can cost you thousands of dollars. If you're thinking about selling your home, this is one video you cannot afford to skip. And if you're thinking about buying a home, this is critical information for you as well. Seller disclosures are one of the most crucial legal and ethical components of any real estate transaction. They protect both the seller and the buyer by ensuring transparency and minimizing future disputes. Let me give you an example and a breakdown of how important they are. In most states, sellers are legally required to disclose known material facts about the property that could affect its value or its desirability. These can include structural defects, pest infestations, water damage, boundary disputes, or prior renovations, whether they've had permits or not. Failing to disclose and provide accurate disclosures can lead to lawsuits for misrepresentation or fraud, even after the transaction closes. Now, if you choose to sell your house on your own, this is a critical step. And if you're using an agent, be sure that they're helping you with this process. As a real estate broker and a realtor, I cannot complete the disclosures for you. But what I do for my clients is I walk them through the process. We're going to walk your property and the house so that I can ask you questions. Face it, after you've lived in a house for a bit, some things, well, they may get forgotten. But to protect you, I'm going to do my best to help stimulate your memory. I was recently involved in a sale representing buyers who were purchasing a home in a 55 plus community. All of the inspections had been done, and I had walked the buyers through the seller's disclosure. Everything looked great. Things were going smoothly. It appeared to be well taken care of. It was one of the cleanest houses that I've ever seen. I guided the buyers through all of their due diligence, and they removed their inspections contingency. So the inspection contingency, it's a period of time that's agreed upon in the sales contract. And in this case, the buyers had 17 days to investigate anything and everything about the property. The neighborhood, the buyers read the HOA CCNRs, and everything was really going smoothly until the buyer's insurance agent called them and asked about an insurance claim that was made a few years earlier. Now, in the disclosures, there was nothing about any water damage. The buyers were very concerned. Why hadn't the seller disclosed this? Were there other issues that had been hidden? Now, of course, I reached right out to the seller's agent to investigate, and what I discovered was that there was, in fact, a water leak from a toilet that had flooded a bathroom. Well, the insurance company covered the claim. They repaired the damage, made all the repairs, but the buyer was concerned. Why wasn't this incident disclosed to them? Was there any mold discovered? And was the damage completely dried out? This created a serious trust issue from the buyer towards the seller. Now, I was able to work with the seller's agent to get documentation of all the repairs. But can you imagine how you would feel if something was left out for you? It really caused some concern. Seller disclosures give buyers the full picture of the property's condition before they finalize their purchase. This information allows buyers to assess whether the home's issues fit within their risk tolerance and their budget. It gives them an opportunity to negotiate repairs, to ask for credits, or even a price adjustment. And importantly, it lets buyers make the appropriate decisions and avoid unexpected repair costs after moving in. This transparency builds trust and can prevent deals from falling apart during escrow. You know, for sellers, providing full and honest disclosures creates a record of transparency. If problems surface after closing, the seller can demonstrate that the buyer was informed completely in writing through the process. This minimizes the risk of legal claims or financial damages down the line, and it protects the reputation of the seller. So let's talk a little bit. What are the typical disclosures? Things that are commonly disclosed are roof leaks or past water intrusion, mold or pest infestations, foundation or structural issues, past insurance claims, and other repairs, neighborhood noise nuisances or HOA disputes, death on the property, natural hazard zones, things like flood, fire, and earthquake. Those are all things that are disclosed. Now, here in California, through the Association of Realtors, we have an extensive list of disclosures that were developed to protect everybody in a real estate transaction. And as you can see from the list that I'm sharing, it is very extensive. You've got your agency disclosure, your agency confirmation, that who represents each party. You have a transfer disclosure statement. You've got a seller property questionnaire. You've got an agent visual inspection disclosure. You have natural hazard disclosures. You have notices regarding gas and hazardous liquid pipelines. You've got Megan's Law, the database disclosure. You've got a disclosure regarding real estate agency relationship, talking about who represents who, possible representation of more than one buyer and seller. I mean, you can see there's a ton here. You've got the Fair Appraisal Act notice. You've got the statewide buyer and seller advisory, fire hardening and defensible space advisory. You've got an addendum about the California Consumer Privacy Act. You might have those in other states as well. Well, I mean, that's a lot of information. And honestly, there's more. But recently I was walking through the disclosures with a seller, and they asked me whether or not they should disclose, a certain item. And let me tell you, my response is always going to be in this case. If you ask whether or not something should be disclosed, disclose it. You want to protect yourself and disclose. Disclosing is not going to kill a deal. It's not going to kill the sale, and secrets don't help anybody. Hey, this is really the cheapest assurance that you can have, and it gives buyers a real peace of mind. So talk to your agent for best practices as they relate to the disclosures. And if you're in my area, my team and I would be happy to help. And if you're not in my area, well, I've got great news for you. I've got relationships with agents all across North America, the US, and Canada. So if you need somebody and you're not in my area, just give me a call, send me a text or an email. I'd be happy to put you in contact with a qualified agent where you live. Wow, I hope you see the importance of proper disclosures. And if you found this video informative or helpful in any way, please give it a thumbs up, like it, and subscribe. And if you have had an issue or have a question about disclosures, please put in a comment. I'd love to hear what's important to you or what you think about this situation. Transparency through disclosures helps create goodwill between buyers and sellers. It reduces friction during a sale and negotiation. Buyers who feel informed are less likely to back out or request excessive credits. In short, a well-prepared disclosure package can help speed up closing and protect you and everybody involved. Thanks again for watching, and as always, stay classy, SoCal, and remember, for all things real estate, sell or buy, Larry's your guy.